So there is a small rumor that Wario will be a secondary antagonist in the upcoming Mario Galaxy movie. I think this is very appropriate because this could shed light on Wario actually having a very intimate history with the Mario Galaxy series, because I do believe, and this is a theory of mine, that Wario World, Wario's first 3D adventure game, did have some influence in Mario Galaxy's development on the Wii. Now, Wario World was released for the GameCube and came out in June of 2003 in most territories and came out in Japan in 2004. However, it was re-released on Nintendo's online service for the Switch 2 on December 10th of 2025. So, in Wario World, there are these very strange orbs that Wario can latch onto and move around the circumference of the orb in order to traverse the area. So they are a form of platform, you could say. This, however, is very interesting because in Mario Galaxy, originally released for the Nintendo Wii in November of 2007, only to be re-released quite recently on the Switch in a standalone bundle with its sequel, Super Mario Galaxy 2, in October of 2025, which is quite interesting that Mario Galaxy and Wario World see re-releases around the same time as one another, but I digress. However, in Mario Galaxy, in the Honey Hive Galaxy, there are certain points in that level where Mario or Luigi, while using the B power-up, can traverse on areas that are honeycomb-like, and they do this by latching on to these honeycomb areas. But then at the end of the level, they can also latch on to the Bee Queen. The Bee Queen is very, of course, spherical, like the golden orbs in Wario World. So I think the golden orbs in Wario World were a sort of inspiration, at least, for the latching honeycomb sections of the Honey Hive Galaxy and the Bee Queen at the end of the Honey Hive Galaxy. This is very interesting too, because this concept could be being referenced way later in a recent release that has come out for the Nintendo Switch 2 called Mario Kart World, in which Wario is dressed in a bee costume. However, Wario has nothing, presumably, to do with anything involving bees, unless you count Mario Galaxy. So, Wario's bee costume is a reference to Wario World's ball platforms being referenced in Mario Galaxy's bee costume being able to latch on to honeycomb surfaces and latch on to the orb-like Bee Queen. So that's why I think Wario could possibly be an antagonist in the Mario Galaxy movie, because it's a very, very long and complicated reference back to Wario World and Wario World's relationship to Mario Galaxy. But with that being said, stay rosy.